You know how in Marvel Comics they literally make a joke out of the fact that everybody seems to be in New York? Like there's literal things going on in one comic and suddenly you'll literally see Spider-Man just kind of drop by being like, sorry guys, got my own problems, and he swings off. Yeah, Marvel Studios is trying to avoid that with New York because, well, it's getting congested. When it comes to the MCU, there's been plenty of stories set in New York. Now, of course, with the addition of all the Netflix shows, that's increased tenfold because, again, all those shows happen within the confines of Manhattan mainly. So, again, there's a lot going on. And if they keep following the comics, eventually other characters such as Moon Knight, Blade, and others will all end up in New York. And again, it's going to seem a little congested. So recently, while doing interviews related to Moon Knight, various actors and the producers talked about the fact that the series wasn't set in New York. And they talked about the fact that this was inherently one of the things that they wanted to focus on very heavily because of New York getting overused in not just Marvel Comics, but also in the MCU, where it feels like that it's getting a little bit full. And they constantly have to keep referencing things that have happened there, which takes away from the story at hand because you realize that suddenly somewhere down the street there's more heroes popping up all the time, and that this could become a problem. So with the inclusion of everything that's going on and so many things happening in New York and so many previous films, for example, The Incredible Hulk, Captain America the First Avenger, Iron Man 2, Age of Ultron, The Avengers, the Spider-Man films, at least two of them. Again, I understand what they're saying. And they said that they're actively trying to kind of get away from that because they don't want it to feel like you have to explain how there's constantly characters appearing here or there, or then you have to explain to fans that are angry that Spider-Man didn't show up at the end of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And the more time that they spend during one specific set period, the more people raise those questions. And I agree with this. After Endgame, they seem to be all playing in the same 6-month time span, which honestly gets a little annoying and tedious because, again, it's like, oh, well, okay, Hawkeye is in New York, so what's up with Spider-Man? Oh, okay, that explains Spider-Man, I guess, sure, spell or something. Well, how about these guys? Oh, okay, they're over there. Well, how about, okay, that person? Like, it gets a little contrived almost. And I honestly appreciate that they kind of just came out and said, look, we're trying to really show you the rest of the world and kind of expand it, which I guess kind of will go hand in hand in terms of trying to show you that once again, it is condensed, because as much as they're trying, you still have She-Hulk coming out, which will be in New York. You have Miss Marvel in New York, and it looks like other upcoming shows might be set there as well. So this could end up being a bigger problem if they don't try to get out of New York soon. And again, who really knows? I guess only time will tell. I think there's a smart way to do it. Obviously, it takes very intelligent writers, but I do appreciate that we are at least seeing a little bit more of the world outside of New York. And they can only try to not show us Avengers Tower for so long until we go, okay, this is getting ridiculous, guys. Just show us the damn thing.